Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome back to another episode of Sunday Movie News, where we go over all the news of the past week. Before we get started, though, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. It's free to do so. Helps me out a lot. We have about 15 topics to talk about today, so let's get right into it. Pixar's Inside Out 2 will be getting a 100-day theatrical run before it does hit streaming or digital. This is fantastic. This is great news. This is what we've been waiting to hear from studios, because the industry, Hollywood, they're complaining like box office is so down this year, and I'm like, it's because you guys release these movies on digital about 3 weeks after they're in theaters. Like, people are just waiting at this point. They're being trained to wait. Like 4 years ago, before COVID, we used to have like movies in theaters for like 3 to 5 months before they even hit digital, before they came out on DVD. But now it's like a 30-day window. Universal sometimes goes like 17-day window. It is ridiculous. I think that we need to go back to at least 90 days, maybe like 120 days. Then you'll be getting more people going to theaters, because they'll be like, oh, I want to watch this movie. I can't wait. I can't wait for these spoilers. I want to go see this in the theaters. And then you got people complaining about, theaters are too expensive. They're really not, if you know how to, spend your money. Just get the membership, AMC A-List, Regal Unlimited. But this is a good sign for Inside Out 2. I think it's going to make so much money because of this 100-day theatrical. It could match Inside Out 1 at like 800, 900 million. But yeah, I think this is great. And Universal really needs to get on this, because Disney is doing the right thing with this one. We have another cast member joining Knives Out 3. This is going to be Josh Brolin. So excited that Josh Brolin's in this. I've been loving Josh Brolin, all of his small roles that he's been doing. Him in Dune has just been fantastic. I think that's one of my favorite performances by him. So I cannot wait to see what he does here. I think we're almost at the end of the casting for Knives Out 3, so they're going to get filming pretty soon. And hopefully they do make their date next year. It shouldn't be that hard, but hopefully it's another masterpiece from Rian Johnson. Then we got some interesting news about the Predator franchise. It said that Elle Fanning is being eyed to star in the upcoming Predator film Badlands. So I think, to my understanding, that the Badlands movie isn't anywhere correlated to the Prey movie that released in like 2021 or 2022. I think this is a total new story. I think it's either in the future or way in the past again. I'm not really sure, but it's not anything like Prey. I think they're just doing another one, because like we really did love Prey. But I gotta say, like, if you want to make a Predator movie with Elle Fanning, you got to release this one in theaters, please. I pray for you. Elle Fanning, though, she's a fantastic actress, so I cannot wait to see what she does here. And she's freed up to do more movies, because I think her show The Great, which was on Hulu, is now finished, so she can do even more movies. That's probably why she's going to be in this, but I'm excited for more Predator. Also, saying on the subject, Prey 2 is still in the works, with Amber Midthunder potentially returning to star. So yeah, this isn't official, but it's like 90% gonna happen if it's still in the works. Amber Midthunder, I thought she was really fantastic in Prey. That came out and surprised everyone, and it just came on Hulu, so no one got to see it in theaters. But wow, that would have been an amazing movie to see in theaters. I'm not sure if they release Prey 2 in theaters or on Hulu again, because it's still, in the early works of what's going to happen with that story. But in my opinion, I think they should release this in theaters. I think it's built a pretty great fan base, and I think it's just better to see a Predator movie in theaters. Like, the last time a Predator movie was in theaters was a long time ago, but I think it is awesome that we're finally getting more Predator stuff. You got the Badlands movie, and now we're potentially getting Prey 2. I wanted to include one Marvel piece of news in this week, because there's been a couple Marvel news pieces happening the past couple of days, but I just want to include this one. It said that the next Avengers movie may feature more than 60 characters returning to the MCU, and supposedly it's going to be Marvel's biggest production ever. And I heard that they might be starting production in 2025, so next year, because I guess the Kang Dynasty, or whatever the next Avengers movie is called, is supposed to come out in 2026. I honestly doubt that. Like, I think the MCU is in a place where they don't know really what is going to film next and what's going to come out next, because you don't even have Blade. Like, Blade has been in the works for so many years. The only one I'm sure of coming out soon is Deadpool, because yeah, it's going to come out. It's done filming. It has its marketing ready. The Avengers movies, this just seems like it's going to be so difficult. And already, in my opinion, like, where is the story going? Like, is Kang the villain still? What's happening with the Avengers? Who's on the team and all that? And supposedly we're getting it in 2026, so they're going to have 2 years. In 2 years, we're going to know our team, the villain, the whole story. That just seems so unbelievable. I don't know if I'm ready for that. It just seems like it's all leading up too fast at that point. And 60 characters returning, I think that this is going to be hell production wise, getting all these people to come in and film this stuff, because Endgame was a once in a lifetime kind of event, and that was even less people than this. So this is going to be interesting. You know, they have 2 Avengers movies coming up. Who knows if they're actually going to come out in 2 years? Who knows if they're going to have all these characters? Who knows what the villain's going to be? Who knows who's going to be on the team? It's all up in the air, but supposedly Marvel wants it to be their biggest crossover yet. We got an update on the Watch Dogs movie. Tom Blythe and Sophie Wilde have been cast in it. So Tom Blythe was in the Hunger Games Ballad Songbirds and Snakes as Snow, and Sophie Wilde was in Talk to Me. I really do think that they were both fantastic in their respected projects from last year, especially Sophie Wilde. Like, Talk to Me was a clear surprise hit of 2023, easily the best horror movie last year. I thought that she was fantastic in that leading role. Tom Blythe, I thought he was great too, especially in just his demeanor in that second half, turning really into that full Snow. I'm not really sure who they would be playing in the Watch Dogs movie, because when I've only played Watch Dogs 1. I don't know if Watch Dogs 2 is any different, but when you play Watch Dogs 1, you just operate as this one guy doing whatever you want. And you know, there is some story quest, but it's kind of an open world game, just like Grand Theft Auto. I'd say you kind of just robbing banks and all that, going around, driving around, turning on every street light to green. That's kind of how that game works. So this is probably going to be I would say a loose adaptation, kind of like an original story, but kind of in the world of Watch Dogs. But I'm really happy with who they picked to be in this movie as the 2 leads. Jake Gyllenhaal has officially joined Christian Bale and Jessie Buckley and Maggie Gyllenhaal's The Bride. So Jake Gyllenhaal is going to star in his sister's new movie. I'm not sure if he's ever starred in his sister's movies before, but this is pretty interesting. I mean, we haven't gotten really any footage about this movie, just some behind the scenes stuff, some official pictures that we have on, with Christian Bale, Jessie Buckley. I think they both look great. The makeup work done on them is fantastic. I think this is coming up next year, so this isn't going to compete in like the next year's Oscars, but when this movie does come out, I think it's going to easily be up there for like best makeup of the year. I don't know who Jake Gyllenhaal's playing, because there's in the Bride story, there's only really 2 main characters here, but I'm really happy that he's going to be in his sister's movie. I think that's really cool for him. We got some updates on the Beatles biopics, which, this is a crazy story when I first covered it. It's 4 Beatles biopics, so they're each going to have their own biopic, and I think they're all going to have a conjoined movie. It's a crazy production. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if people are going to be interested in it, but we finally have the cast for all 4 Beatles members. Harris Dickinson is going to be John Lennon, Paul Mescal is going to be Paul McCartney, Barry Keoghan is going to be Ringo Starr, and Charlie Rowe is going to be George Harrison. The only one I don't know here is Charlie Rowe. I'm not really too familiar with his work, but Paul Mescal and Barry Keoghan are some very big pickups, just like Harris Dickinson. Some people might say the resemblance is pretty off for some of these, which I would agree, but once you put them in like makeup, get some like new hair for them, some digital work on them, I think that they'll look fine. But I think it's not the cast that I'm upset with, it's the 4 different biopics that it rubs me the wrong way, because what if the first one fails? Are you just going to keep going and going? Because I think they would make these all together at the same time, just so they could get done at the same time. But yeah, I'm not sure how it's going to work. They haven't even started filming. No release dates have been announced, just the cast. And I think the cast is pretty good. We got some news about The Last of Us. Season 2 will be 7 episodes long, so shorter than Season 1, a decent amount shorter. It's upsetting that it's only going to be 7 episodes, just like House of the Dragon Season 2 is only going to be, I think, 8 episodes. So I don't know what's going on there, but supposedly Season 3 of The Last of Us will be significantly larger. So maybe, I don't know what they mean by significantly larger, back to 10 episodes, 12, 15 probably not, maybe like 12 I would say. And then Season 4 is also being a possibility. I've never played The Last of Us 2, but I honestly understand where they might split this up with Season 2 and Season 3. Season 2 might be that big cliffhanger, and then Season 3 might end it. Season 4, I'm not understanding where they'd be going with this, considering I think Season 3 would be the end of the second game. Maybe Season 4 would be true original stuff. Maybe The Last of Us people are releasing that 3rd game and already have shared that information with HBO, so maybe that's where that's going to go. I'm not sure, but I think it is pretty disappointing news that Season 2 is only going to be 7 episodes. I think that's kind of I think that's just splitting it up to be, splitting it up for them. I don't think there's a huge reason to do this. Just make season 2. Why not just make season 2 the bigger season? Why do we have to split it up like such a small season? Then season 3 is going to be even bigger. I don't know. I think it's just not a great decision. We have some big news. The Academy is exploring the possibility of a stunt category for the Oscars. This is just some early work, some early news, so we really don't have any confirmation of this, if this is going to be happening, but it's news in the right direction. It's great news in the right direction. This means that we could be getting a stunt category at the Oscars. I wouldn't say this year. It probably takes a lot more planning than that. Maybe by 2026. I wouldn't say 2027. That seems a little far off, because it can't be that hard to really get this started, get this going. So if they are going to do it, I'd say maybe the earliest we could get it is 2026, but I think it just has to happen. Just exploring the possibility isn't enough. You got to make it happen. It needs to happen. Stunt work is some of the hardest work in Hollywood, been happening since, the beginnings of Hollywood. It makes the movies so special, adds so much flavor to them. I think it's what we need, and hopefully it does end up happening. A new Hunger Games movie is in the works based on the upcoming book, which is already also in the works. The story follows the second quarter quell won by Haymitch. So it's going to hit theaters November 20th, 2026. So about, a 3-year wait from the Ballad Songbirds and Snakes in this one. And I think the book, which this new one is based off of, is coming out early 2025. So look forward to that. I'm definitely going to pick it up. Definitely going to read it. I really enjoyed Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. So we finally got our wish. A lot of us have been wishing for the Haymitch kind of Hunger Games, the Haymitch kind of story. And, I wonder who they're going to cast as Haymitch, because they're not going to go at the original one. That just doesn't work out. But yeah, it's cool. We're finally getting a Haymitch movie. It's going to be called Sunrise on the Reaping. Not really, I think the titles for these movies are kind of whack. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes isn't, it's a mouthful. I think this one's a mouthful too. But yeah, I'm really just excited that we're getting the Haymitch story. I'm excited for the book. But damn, they are fast. Lionsgate is really fast, because the book was announced, then like 15 minutes later, this movie was announced. Like, they're fast with it. But I'm really excited for it. The third Angry Birds movie is officially in development, going in production. Who asked for this? I don't know. I didn't ask for it. I thought the first 2 Angry Birds movies were really, really, really bad. Maybe some kids do enjoy these. They are made for kids, but they could cater it to adults in the same way. But I'm surprised they're making a third one, because the second one, I think, came out a while ago. So maybe they took their sweet time with discussing this. I'm not even sure if their box off they make a big splash at the box office. I don't think they do. Maybe they make enough to break a little bit of profit. But you got the third one being announced. So if any kids are excited for this, well, they're getting a third one. Grant Sputore is set to direct the next Godzilla X Kong movie, and he has previously directed I Am Mother for Netflix. I have never seen this I Am Mother for me, but I gotta check it out. Yeah, because I'm not familiar with this guy's work, but they're moving fast on the Godzilla X Kong movies. They want to get the next one in production, because the last one made so much money, man. I did not expect this one makes so much money, The New Empire. But I had fun with it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I don't know what you went in expecting. I just went in expecting a really fun time. Monsters against monsters, that's what I got. So yeah, I enjoyed it for what it was. It's not anything amazing, but it just shows that they're hiring this guy so fast. They want to get this movie off the ground. They want to keep going with this story, and I'm all for it. Just keep making them really fun, and I'll be there opening night if they're all fun. We got some fun news. The Lion King will be re-released in theaters on July 12th to celebrate the film's 30th anniversary. Crazy that The Lion King's going to be 30 years old this year. Then you're going to get that new spin-off, the Mufasa movie. And this is the good Lion King, not that, new one from like 2019, that like animated CGI crap. This is the original. I think one of the best, animated movies of all time. It's a great story. I'm definitely going to see it in re-release. If your kids haven't seen it yet, go take them to see it in theaters. I think it will be awesome. I'm not sure. I think it is only one day, July 12th. Hopefully a lot of theaters do get it. Hopefully I get it, because it's going to be amazing to see this on theaters. I wasn't born when this first came out. I'm not 30 years old, so I'd love to see this on theaters. Our last piece of news today is going to be about Kung Fu Panda 4, another animated film, and it's going to re-release on Peacock on June 21st. So not that long away, only like a week or two away for this one. It is on digital right now if you don't want to pay for it, if you do want to buy it, but it's coming to Peacock pretty soon. So if you have Peacock, which I know a lot of people don't have Peacock, I mean, I get it. Peacock is one of those streaming services that doesn't have that much to offer, especially movie wise. There's not a lot of movies. Peacock is what I use for basically sitcoms. So if you love sitcoms, go get Peacock. If you want to watch Kung Fu Panda 4, if you want to just put it on for your kids, it's going to be on Peacock on June 21st. It's not the best movie. It really is just very average, but yeah, kids are probably going to enjoy it. But that's all for movie news this Sunday. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, have anything to say about these news topics, leave them down below. I hope your Sunday is going well. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.